Hi guys, thank you as always for watching my Samurai Japanglish vlog. Today I have something to tell you. Since I started this channel, I enjoyed interacting with you over my views about Malaysia. Regardless of my wish or not, in terms of work-life balance, more and more people will be shifting to a new lifestyle called parallel work, telework, digital nomad, and gig economy. As I mentioned to you before, I have a dream that I lead a life enjoying van life in Hokkaido during warm season and experience seasonal stay abroad such as in Malaysia and Canada for other seasons in the future. I want to do my best to explore any possibilities to reach that goal and came to the conclusion that I need more skills to handle other SNS and apps. In the past, I enjoy sharing my past memories of my stay in Malaysia with my photos and some videos. But in the light of long-lasting turmoil of COVID-19, there is hardly a chance for me to revisit Malaysia so soon to collect more information and materials to create further content. Instead, I should understand we have been facing a new era called New Normal that has no physically frequent contact but more frequent contact online basis. So I need to accept this situation, provide for new normal, and create the better way to feel Malaysia-Japan friendship anywhere online. Actually, today's avatar is one of my ideas to enable to it. You can guess what it is. I will close comment column to avoid any spoiler this time, but I can tell you that I will return this channel with new creation before long, 1 month or 2 months later. So I'm begging to you, don't go away. No unsubscribe the channel please. Honestly, I have a compelling reason to proceed this activity through the channel. I kept it secret until now because it's quite personal one. I'm not still sure if it is time, but I will let you in on a little secret today. In 2015, my wife, my son, and I stayed in Malaysia. I involved my family because I wished to study at graduate school there. My son was only 9 years old, and he was coming there with literally no English. You can imagine how tough he spent his first semester at his international school because of his father's such idle dreaming. About 10 days later, after he began to go to school in Malaysia, he had his birthday. He had no friends yet and no ability to express himself in English. He was being depressed every day. I felt very sorry for him. One day, after he went to school, my wife and I talked about what we should buy for his birthday present. I still remember the day of our visiting Toys R Us at the shopping center of our condo with holding each toy and discussing which one could make him smile. But we found that any toys couldn't bring him smile because what he really needed was not a toy but a friend. We were at our wit's end and went downstairs for a change. There was a pet shop on the floor. We found some hamsters sleeping and playing at running wheels. We were in trouble, but they made me smile for a while. Actually, my son loves creatures very much. You won't believe this. He kept over 20 beetles as his pets before coming to Malaysia. However, he had to leave them in Japan because of my plan to study in Malaysia. No choice. The Malaysia quarantine office didn't allow them. With musing over his lost beetles and looking at lovely hamsters, we discussed there for a while, and we came to notice that both of us hit on the same idea of helping him. That was a desperate solution in a way. We were scheduled to stay in Malaysia for 1 year and a few months if I completed the program successfully. On the other, the lifespan of normal hamsters is supposed to be a little bit longer. We knew that the quarantine wouldn't allow us to take it to Japan, but we had no choice. We won't be able to take it to Japan either way, but we desperately needed the help of it as a friend of my son. We made up our mind to buy one for his birthday present in the end. He was overjoyed. He named it Don-chan. Laughter was literally the best medicine. He had a positive attitude towards the school too. Since Don-chan came home, we'd been surrounded by happiness in Malaysia. Don-chan was the first hamster for us. We didn't know how to raise it well. My son often woke it up whenever he wanted to play with. Maybe we were not good owners, but Don-chan never beat him. My wife and I really appreciate it. Suddenly, the tragedy attacked us. One day, he showed us stroke-like symptoms. A week later, he had gone. It was a life lasted only 8 months. He passed away after he saw our settling and before we began to care about the quarantine, as if he knew his destiny. We buried him in our hidden spot nearby our condo. Several months later, I obtained my master's degree and we went back to Japan. 3 of us always remembered and appreciated Don-chan while in Japan. We often said without Don-chan, our happiness in Malaysia wouldn't have come, and even happiness here wouldn't have come. 3 years later, my son reached the 2nd year of junior high. We were still almost penniless due to our previous expenditure in Malaysia, but we thought we had to go to meet him with gratitude again. We went on the trip to Malaysia again. We stayed at the previous condo for a couple of days during our visit. And we went to our hidden spot to pray for his departed soul. In those days, YouTube was not so popular to us. So I just took thousands of photos. I kept twittering anything unique to us, but anything normal to Malaysian from the different perspective. This time, I was beginning to shoot video clips that had never thought of starting YouTube in my poor Japanglish to non-Japanese people. After I revisited Don-chan's place, I was going for a walk around the condo musing over the past memories. Countless sensitive plants caught my eyes. They were stepped on and bowed. They were like me and the Japanese society. The emotion of the person is sometimes ignored for the cause of the organization and this country. Yes, this is it. I thought to myself. In Japan, sensing plant is unique, so it is an item for sale. Yes, it's a valuable item. But here in Malaysia, you can see it anywhere. Who cares? Speaking of Don-chan, it was just a pet. But it was much more than that to us. After I went back to Japan, I restored the previous lifestyle as if nothing had happened in Malaysia. I can let it go at this for the rest of my life. But the truth was that I became very passionate about everything in Malaysia while experiencing hundreds of failures. But I barely made it thanks to numerous help by my wonderful classmates, friends, and not to mention Don-chan. So, how should I return the favor to my nakama for the rest of my life? Yes, I should focus more on uniqueness of each person, group, and society. Someone's natural thing might be unknown, variable, and helpful to others. Nowadays, with the development of economy, more and more people tend to evaluate the value on its price, and nothing tends to be transmitted or transported without price tags to others. So, would you say the value of Don-chan is just 30 ringgit? Or would you say the value of friendship by my classmate is free of charge? What about my experience then? I never think so. This video shot in our revisit to Malaysia was not for the use of YouTube channel, but I felt I should do it through the travel. Maybe it was a kind of revelation by Don Chen. I don't know. So I will keep doing my best to link both nations in the light of uniqueness, unknown value, and of course friendship. That's all about my last episode of experience in Malaysia before COVID-19. Finally, let me tell you one more thing. Last week I heard from a special lady. It's all handwritten in English. Because of generation difference, she never emails me. She was my host mother while I was on my working holiday in Canada 25 years ago. She turned 78 years old now. We still keep in touch like this. I learned a lot from her about Canadian sense of value and which still keep inspiring me. I'll be turning 50 years old this year, but she still calls me Japanese Sam and I still do her Canadian mom. Does it sound strange? This friendship has no price to deal in the marketplace, but it's definitely valuable and literally priceless. I'm just a person who pursues this kind of thing through my life. Now I will start a new thing and will be back with something. Nobody knows what it would bring to me at the moment. My incredible journey is only just beginning. See you!